Hello everybody and welcome to this very short, ideally offline educational about trading around the open. I've got 5-minute charts on for the NAS, the DAX and the Dow, and all we're going to use is a MACD and a fib drawing tool, and ideally what it's going to tell us is a direction. That's all really, all we want: direction and targets, and obviously an invalidation level. Once it crosses through to 61.8 it will be all over. It's ideally used alongside of your chosen entry time frame. Maybe you trade a 2-minute, maybe you trade a 1-minute, maybe you trade totally higher time frames altogether, but then it's probable that you're not trading around the open, or you're not as interested in the open as we would be on the tight time frames. So I'll start with the DAX and I'll scroll back to the open. The open for them 7 a.m. GMT, that's German time. Obviously the market's opening in Germany at 7 a.m. So the first thing we do is we draw a fib, and you all generally, if you're watching, you know my fib settings. So I'm going to run this from the lowest bar to the highest bar on this fib. Ideally I can't because that's in the way. Move them up a bit. There you go, I can now. And we have a fib drawing tool in play. Now yeah, we have some faff around the London Open, 8 a.m. the London Open. We're straddling both sides, but ideally what we're doing here is we're looking for reason to be able to go long or short, and that's the direction. Now all of you know about my little song, one of these things just doesn't belong here. So at the open he runs up, and our 1-minute signal would be for long. It would definitely agree with our 2 or our 3, and off it'd go. And then in your daily trading plan it states beware of the London Open. That's 8, and you can see there's chip chop all over the place. After that we get a breakout south 9 a.m. and we're in sell hopper mode. The red line goes through the zero, sell hopper mode. So where is it going? Well, we can simply take this fib and turn it on its head, and as you know, I call that, not only me but the person who taught me, I'll give a shout out to Ian for this, the evil twin. You can see it now says we are selling and we're looking for these levels. There's a pullback after 9. It only bounces off the 50% retracement. Excellent. So your 1-minute time frame would be giving you a sell, a continuation sell, and lots of targets along the way. If we look at this, if you looked at what 18,550 as an average, or 18,540 as a clear entry, we've got 18,340 down here, which means there's potential for 200 pips off and on in between 9 and 1 p.m. 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. today. So potential 200 pips on the DAX. Now I'm going to zoom in back to his kind of normal size and bring him up to where he is, and then we look at the NAS. Now the NAS obviously opens at 2:30 for us, and it's similar process. We take a fib tool, we look for the low and the high around the open, and we draw a fib. Initially we're looking, it's gone up, so we draw the fib in that direction from the bottom to the top. But we've also got to factor in, this is why we're only using a MACD. We're using a MACD because we can see the higher highs and the lower highs on the MACD. We can also see lower highs and higher highs divergence within the indicator. So we know, or we should know from the 5-minute, that this is going to go down after the initial run up. I'd always like to see it come closer to 3 p.m. but we didn't get much of a run up at the open. We got some pips at it, those of you who were on the live session, we got some pips off it, but then once it's broken the 61.8 that's dead, and we know now from our 1-minute that divergence and the hopper here enabled us to take sells from 245. We'll turn him on his head because we know we're allowed and empowered and enabled to take sells, and we're looking at 19,050. There's a sensible entry, or 54. You can see it there. The 1-minute gave us the signals anyway. 14 45 I believe we were looking at. Certainly the Dow was the one I sold them, but we'll be looking at him in a moment. Sorry, I've zoomed on it. Anyway, sells from there down to the big round number of potentially 50 pips. Then we know we're looking for a reversal after 3. From whatever happened from the open, we're looking for a reversal from 3. The beauty here is we know we had a signal at 19030, the fib notwithstanding, and we had a target at 19060 with potential for breakout further. In the session we were looking for 19090, and if I put in fact, I'll just drag that line up to see if it went there. Very, very nearly. You all know why we were looking for 19090. So if you do watch this recording on YouTube, those of you who are on the live sessions, please give it a thumbs up to show me that we were looking for 19090 from the 19030, which would indeed be the almost, anyway, 60 pips. Probably the 1 minute, yeah, definitely. I'm looking at the 1 minute would have got you out. So 50 pips is a minimum. 19081 I can see as the exit. I'm going to clobber that one now. It's a case of just using divergence and hoppers to get you into the right direction with a fib at the open. We'll do the Dow, get rid of the magnet. Now the Dow beautifully today has a perfect fib, 3 greens and a red. That's how I like to draw my fibs. So 3 greens and a red, and then we come to the open, which beautifully at 2:30 is already a hopper, and it's crashed through to 61.8. So there's just no doubts here. We all know what we like to do with our Dow at the open, and if we put the evil twin on there, the run it, reverse fib, there you go. We've got the breach of the 38.2, which is sell, 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 sell. We were all on for the continuations below, and then there's the reversal after 3 p.m. It's absolutely perfect. And once again, it doesn't show so clearly here the divergence because we've got lower lows and lower lows. But if I take a little line drawing tool here and I said lower lows, and then if I clone that line, assuming it will allow me to clone that line, I don't know if I can grab the other end of it. Yes, I can. That's nice. I want him there and I want him there. Lower lows over higher lows. They're red, so there's higher lows. There's bits of red in there. There is divergence within the indicator showing us that the move that's coming is going to be a substantial and big one. For our troubles today, 38,780 I believe the signal was. But if I said 38.8 for my feeble rounding, we dropped all the way down to 38.5, potential 300 pips. I didn't take them all. There's 50 on the TOD, and then there was 80 actually on the continuation there at 14:45 on our 1 minute chart, and it was rather nice. 80. I initially looked for 20, I moved it and added 20, and then I added 40 down to the big round number, and it was rather pretty indeed. I hope this education has been helpful for you. It's simply a case of using divergence and the MACD, well, divergence from the MACD, to show us the direction and the targets with the fibs at the open, and then we use our usual 1 minute signals to take the entries and the continuations in that direction. Let me know if this was helpful. Just give me a thumbs up on the YouTube thing or message me in the group, and thank you very much for watching. Please trade safe, and I'll see you on the next live session. Many thanks everybody. Bye bye.